To all pilots and attached personnel in the pilot division, this is Nyla Westedge. I have been asked by Director Germain to rebrief all of you on some critical intelligence. Recently, 30% of you failed our informational quiz regarding the clusterist high-level military structure, and needless to say, this is unacceptable. Currently, the leader of the clusterists is a woman by the name of Agi Menta. Overall, she involves herself with propaganda directed at people outside of the clusterist rebellion. We are unsure how many direct orders she actually gives out. Beneath her are the big three leaders of the rebellion. The first, and perhaps the most well-known, is General Pierce Sunspire. General Sunspire was the former general in charge of the Peacekeeper forces, and was also the squad leader for the Moon Devils. He defected to the clusterists for unknown reasons, and now runs their military arm. Next is Welkin Dupp, the preacher. Welkin is the spiritual leader of the clusterists, and is in charge of their internal propaganda. He used to be a pilot for the Soul Union, and we know him to be an exceptional psychic. We also believe him to be the pilot of the virtue of faith. The final member of the main leadership is the elusive Tyrell Crine. We know very little about her, except that she originally brokered the deal with the corporate council on Terra Brea. Since then, she's been working behind the scenes, presumably handling all acquisitions and funding for the clusterists on Terra Brea. We believe her to be responsible for the advanced technology the clusterists have acquired. That takes us to the Virtues. The Virtues are a group of unusually powerful frames utilizing advanced technology of unknown origin. Of the 8 Virtues we've encountered, we've successfully destroyed 3. Of the 8 Virtues we've encountered, we've successfully destroyed 3, though we have only destroyed one of them, Martyrdom, in a straight-up battle, and it incurred exceptionally heavy losses to our forces. The 5 remaining Virtues are Sacrifice, Faith, Duty, Attachment, and Retribution. We do not advise any squad to fight these Virtues without backup. Additional information on the Virtues can be explored in the briefcase, and I have made previously confidential material on them available to all personnel with Type E2 clearance or higher. That will be all. Anticipate a mandatory test on this information by the end of the week, and I expect better results this time. Hey, welcome back to All That You Know. My name is Colin, and joining me today are Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I'll be playing Hex the Bureaucrat.
Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I'll be playing Geist, the Ace.
Ewan.
Hi, I'm Ewan. I am playing Loyal the Empath.
And Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm playing Joseph, the Infiltrator.
In your previous mission, you were tasked with retrieving intel from a clusterist base in the East City and then destroying said base. You discovered that a number of children were employed at this base, sorting through scrap when you infiltrated it. During this operation, you had a brush with not a virtue, but a frame created from the remnant of one, Martyrdom. This frame we called The King Returneth, and it was awakened by a psychic emanation from Loyal and went berserk. Many children died as a result of this. We don't know exactly why they died, but they did. And after a skirmish with what we will call TKR, because it's a mouthful, and it will be returning later, the skirmish with TKR resulted in your friend Mahogany Cola almost dying. And then after that happened, the TKR seemingly fell apart and just returned to being like a hunk of metal. Like, it stopped bleeding, which was concerning, and all that blood just seemed to be oil, and the like weird red aura around it disappeared. And then you were again left with more questions than answers, and the barrier between hallucination and reality seemed especially thin. With the success of your mission, you retrieved 3 out of the 4 possible documents that were available to you. The first outlined a program to move clusterists out of Brea City into the Riverlands. A number of temporary housing units promised more freedom, amenities, and safety, and a note was left on it by Pierce Sunspire, the kind of general for the clusterists, and it said, "They have to think it's their idea." The second document outlined the clusterists trading with an organization called Gold House for a chemical weapon called Enzyme Omicron. This was used against you at the refinery and the refinery's staff during your second mission. It is very illegal and is, unsurprisingly to anyone, a war crime. The third was a report about the process of building a frame from the old pieces of Martyrdom. It detailed how clusterist children had the best ability to determine which parts were compatible with the Martyrdom framework. It also lists a number of concerns about the psychic state of the children and how their behavior was affected by this work. The fourth document that you were not able to recover was a map which likely outlined other clusterist cells in the city, and which was what your mission originally was to recover. Not saying you made a mistake, but, you know, you didn't get them all. So, we are going to do downtime, but I'm going to debrief you first. But prior to the debriefing, we're going to try to keep like a sort of chronological order. So we're going to do the like cheap healing you get when you first get back to base first.
It is all right with me.
Yes.
So, the first thing we do is each pilot can spend material to roll. Actually, I need to reward you to do this, don't I? Fuck. Okay,
Yes.
we're doing the reward first. So we're gonna need to roll dice on mission complete equal to your target's tier plus your employer's faction relationship. Your target's tier is 1, so they're equal to you. So 1 plus 1. So you're gonna roll 2d6.
Hell yeah.
Who wants to do that?
Not me.
I'll do it.
It's too much pressure.
You're the
You
bureaucrat.
got this. 9.
Great. So
The
you get
numbers
6. You get 6.
I mean, very decent.
Very
So
good.
these
6
are
supply
the-
points.
Yeah, they're the ones that can be either type, right?
Yes.
Cool.
And you gain 1 personnel and material from democracy. And then your squad, which you should open up the squad Google sheet for.
Yep.
You're going to earn 2 rep plus 1 for each. So yeah, 2 rep. Straight up.
Wait, is rep called or wait, no.
No, it's just rep.
Yay. Okay.
And then, now, each pilot checks to see if they furthered their drive. None of you furthered your drive, unless you really think you did here.
Nah.
No.
Okay. And now you can spend material to roll a dice to refresh quirks equal to the highest result. So if you were in your mech and you are missing quirks, you should probably do that.
Okay, I'm going to do that. How many dice do you roll? The downtime mechanics always slip out of my brain the
So
minute I stop reading them.
You get 1 die for every material you spend. Also, if you spend a
That's
material,
great.
you clear all level 1 harm and damage. So for the rest of you, if you have any level 1 harm or any level 1 damage, you should spend 1 material just to get rid of those for free.
I have
Okay,
cleared
How do
my
I do
Dude,
that?
I'm doing that.
I want to do that too.
Okay,
That has been-
Okay, so that's 4.
Hex and Joseph, you shouldn't have any checked.
Okay, yeah, I don't have anything.
But it's probably because we mixed using Foundry and the sheets, and they just never got updated in the Foundry.
Okay, so
Um,
just cleared
so-
all the X's.
Yes, please.
All right, lit.
Ewan, you're going to roll 1d6. This is what you have to do to determine how many quirks you clear.
All right, I did get it fucked up.
Yay!
So you get to uncheck all of those quirks, like they are now in the Google Sheet. So
All back.
Yeah.
should be good there. And then Joseph, well, everyone gets to do this. If you have any level 1 harm or any level 1 damage, you can remove all of those right now,
Yay!
just as part of this action.
That's
No more
fantastic.
bruised melon.
My melon.
How do I repair my armor?
Your
that just
armor refreshes
comes
automatically at the
Oh,
end
sweet.
of the mission. Okay, so Wyzak, you're going to subtract 4 material or supply points. You probably already
Yes, I have already done it.
Excellent.
I'm keeping a tally in the Discord.
Let's do our debriefing now. Now that we got that out of the way, I might edit this in a different order, but let's do the narrative debriefing. So you are all escorted prior to being like patched up really quickly and getting a little bit of time to just hang out to the briefing room, the one you got briefed in the first place. It's all of you and then 2 members of the Bone Pickers who were not eviscerated there. Nyla is there as well, looking at some paperwork as always, and she looks to kind of the Dusklights, you 3, and she pushes a picture to the center of the table of TKR, like slumped over as you saw it, just like a pile of scrap. And she says, "Tell me about this frame you fought."
I don't know what the hell happened to it. I mean, it was just a slumped over pile of garbage 1 second, and then the next, I don't know, it was bleeding everywhere. It did something to the children around it. I mean, I think some of them died.
You should be telling us. Do we have any intel on this thing?
Yeah, it seems incredibly organic.
She ignores your question and she says, "What happened directly prior to this occurring? Was there an inciting incident?" She kind of looks at you, Loyal, a little bit here with that question.
Yeah, I don't think he's said anything yet, but if prompted to say anything, he'd be like, The experience was nothing that can be put into words. I do not know what that was.
She nods, and she says, "We've recovered the scrap metal, and we are sending it to our partners at the Vector Mines to analyze it because we don't have the technology. Maybe we'll have some information for you, maybe not. I've looked over the documents you recovered. It's unfortunate we couldn't get any information on other bases, but the documents you did recover do seem quite productive. There's a lot of follow-up here, a lot of opportunities. Are you all okay?" And she it feels a little forced when she says that.
What kind of fucking question is that?
I am okay.
Hex just nods.
There are people, don't take this personally, but squads at your level are not, you're not trained to handle these sorts of things. And I am required to check to see that you are doing all right. And if you need therapy or a psychological evaluation, we can engage that option.
I'm not familiar with any trainings that cover this.
Yes. Are you saying that we would suffer mental damage from encountering something like this?
It's a possibility.
What about the video? When we killed it, or when it stopped, all that shit, it just vanished. There was blood everywhere, and then the blood was gone. What did it look like on cameras?
He fiddles with a little remote and pulls down a little presentation screen. And she feeds you some video from your cockpit, Geist. And it looks like you're just, the machine is moving. Absolutely. You see it devours that guy. Tears him apart, but there's no blood. It's the usual hydraulic fluid. Maybe more than usual, but not enough that it would be supernatural. And it's just a lot less visceral than it felt in the moment. There's no blood. It's just oil. Just oil.
Is this the first time me and Hex are seeing this?
It's very likely, yes.
Okay, because I forgot what we saw. I remember we saw something from the hallway, but we didn't see everything, and that's what I was curious about.
You did see the blood.
Okay.
When you were in the observation tower, you saw it dripping blood before it awoke.
Okay, so I'm guessing Joseph's stepping forward and really investigating this video. It's the first time he's seen this. And he's just kind of aghast by it.
What was it then? A hallucination?
I'm not qualified to answer that. It could be hallucination. It could be a psychic phenomenon. You saw with Retribution. They have access to things that we can't even wrap our heads around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Geist and Loyal, you fought this. That is very impressive. Joseph's not even turning around. He's just watching the video. Good job.
Guy shrugs.
He doesn't even see you do it.
And we didn't get this on footage or anything. You're positive there was no pilot in that frame?
Yeah. It was just hanging there. Did we didn't see the inside of the cockpit, did we?
It
Or
picked up
was it,
the body
open
of
enough?
someone else.
Someone in
The
there.
body inside of itself.
The cockpit appeared empty, and then it pulled the body of the pilot of one of the mechs it ate, and then it shoved it in there, and I think I said raw meat. But the person was not alive.
How the fuck are they getting all this? Why now?
They've had this stuff. It's just been ramped up. It's someone very connected to forces outside of the Soul Union has a lot of money in this game. And the only person who would know that is Tyrell Crine, who is the money lady for the Clustress. We have had no trace of her for a long time.
Isn't the entire clusterist ideology centered around hating cooperation with aliens, outside forces?
Yes. Maybe they're not aliens. Maybe it's obfuscated from the Clustress. We don't know what information is disseminated between them. They believe it. Who knows? We don't see Tyrell Crine at church. She could be lying to them. spinning some narrative, or maybe they think it's just a price they have to pay. We don't know. I wish I knew.
So what then? How long till they got an entire fleet of these fucking things? How long can we keep this up?
All we know is that their numbers have not grown substantially since the last batch of virtues a few years ago showed up. Retribution being one of them. We haven't seen any new ones, only remodels of existing ones. They don't have unlimited money. If that was true, we wouldn't be here. We'd be dead. There are weapons out there that they could wipe us off the face of the earth in half a second if they got some Uro technology. Someone is controlling what they get. Someone's giving them a good deal on specific things. I don't know why.
Is there any other pilots on base who have encountered something like this?
You could talk to the Moon Devils. They've had spars with some of the other virtues. Duty, briefly. They chased down Retribution a few years ago, but a lot of the pilots who run into the virtues don't come back, especially the big two, Sacrifice and Faith.
Yes.
Guys just kind of falls silent.
Sounds like we should go have a conversation then.
Yeah, she nods and says, yeah, that'll be all. Thank you for your hard work. Your next mission should be less chaotic.
Huh.
We've spoken to September Bluth again. He seems amicable. Thank you, Hex, for whatever you did to bridge that relationship back.
X silently nods.
I'm gonna give him a pat on the back. I don't know what he did, but good job, buddy.
That's all. Dismissed.
Joseph walks out.
Okay, we're going to get back into the end of session stuff. So, if a squad benefited from the mission, blah, blah, blah. Gonna do that. Were there civilian deaths?
I mean, were they combatants? The kids?
We didn't kill 'em.
Soldiers, you know?
Let me pull up my ROE.
It is debatable who killed the kids.
How is it debatable? Come on, man.
Because the kids dying did correspond with TKR waking up, but it also corresponded to Loyal blasting them with a huge amount of psychic energy.
Yeah, that was the inciting event that our handler just asked us about and that none of us answered.
Yes.
Does Sunlith know? Or
Yeah, he knows.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all being a very good friend right now. This is happening.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hope if they put Geist in front of like a tribunal about this, they'll be like, if I want to kill clusterous children, you'll know it. I'll do a better job.
Give me one. Where are they?
Let me go through the rules of engagement, because I did outline them at the beginning of the mission, and I just want to check on them. Rules of engagement. Avoid collateral damage to surrounding buildings. You did that. Avoid any civilian casualties. That's a maybe. Prevent destruction of any evidence inside the base. Uh-oh.
Not
We
that
tried.
Come on, that's a perfect. No way.
Okay, so that's -1 trust with your faction. I will give that to you, but you got +1 for it being completed. So I think it's to be a net -1 for you because of the
no.
kids. But that's trust. That's not your relationship. Trust is like the small part of that.
Okay.
So don't worry about that too much right now. And then we get to do entanglements before we get into XP, which is going to be fun.
It is gonna be fun.
Get entangled.
Okay, first figure, which that's a -3. Roll on table A. How many dice do you roll? I think equal to your tier. 3 minus the squad's relationship level with their pitch. Okay, you're gonna roll 2 dice. 2d6.
Cool. I think low is better for this one, so I'll take it. And immediately roll boxcars, baby. No, I got I think, 3 and a 2, which is either really bad or really good.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Let me see.
It depends on
Okay.
how much it's like Blades in the Dark entanglements, where more dice is worse.
Scramble. A squad you have negative status with makes a move against you or a friend, ally, or other associate. The attack comes suddenly and with little warning. Prepare to fight or scatter and return after the attackers have done their damage. If you prepare to fight, skip the downtime phase and immediately start a mission where the squad's FOB is under attack. Take into consideration the hidden, secure, and court. This is bad. After the mission, follow the end of the mission process as normal, including entanglements. If you scatter, lose 2 squad upgrades. Oh my god. As the attackers destroy large sections of your FOB. Wow, this downtime might get cut short.
So you're telling me that we have to roll entanglements again after we do this? That's
Gotta get
insanely bad. Oh no!
And it's
What
also insanely
happened?
bad for me. Your
Getting raided.
your hangar where you are doing your downtime is being attacked.
Okay, I was wondering. I'm like, are we being attacked right now?
Yeah, they
You are
followed
being
us
attacked
home.
right now.
Nyla, something. I hear something in the other room.
That's just my dog.
Yeah, not until the debriefing's done. Okay.
My sonar, I'm getting some signals.
If you
Class
don't
doesn't
leave the
end
debriefing
till I
room, it
excuse
never
you.
happens.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Now what?
so you either can choose to fight, or you can lose 2 squad upgrades immediately.
2 squad upgrades. Like we only have 3.
No, I don't think anyone here doesn't want to fight.
I'm not gonna let these motherfuckers roll over me. I'm about to go crack some heads.
Secret session just came out of nowhere. Who knew?
Yeah, I hate it.
Congrats, Colin.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you want to do this, Colin? It's your.
We can
If you-
hold off.
No, I can. Just give me like 15 minutes. I can write up like a framework, and it'll just be like a short thing. It won't be like a whole fucking mission.
Okay.
You say that, but I'm gonna ask my enemy his name, and then it's gonna
Yeah.
be
What's his backstory?
There's
Who's
a
his
guard in front of his
mom?
door.
I mean, because I got prep for some stuff, so I'm not too worried about it. I just need to figure out how it's going to be done.
From where?
Okay, wait.
There's like a rice ball place.
Wait.
Yeah.
You don't have -3 with the clusterist insurgency. You have a -2. You're not high name enough for it to be -3.
So they're
So-
Oh,
we're
thank
not being
fucking
raided?
God.
So, sorry about the heart attack.
You gotta
Yeah.
keep that in the episode.
Like, I might keep some of it. We'll see. So what actually happens is it is going to be debriefing, which is that one of your superiors questions your squad. They grill one of your pilots or a cohort. Make a fortune roll using the squad's tier to see how well they resist the pressure. On a 1 to 3, you're going to get level 2 harm, which can be resisted by pilots as normal. 4, 5 is going to be -2 trust. Or bribe the grunts to grab the person with 1 personnel to avoid it entirely. And I think...
Wait, so level 2 harm as in the fucking Soul Union peacekeepers beat the shit out of us? Physically?
I don't fucking know. I mean, it could just be like you
Hurt your
are.
feelings.
They really bring up some like painful shit. It could be emotional. Who knows? Or it could like shake your belief in like if they really trust you. You know?
Okay.
I
Well,
don't know.
we have a personnel that we can just drop on this, so I say we do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think someone shows up at the hangar, and it's like this person. It's a shadowy figure of sorts. We'll say. Like a nice business suit, really well pressed, just no identifying markings whatsoever. And they're kind of just standing at the edge of the hangar, and they send a couple of like shithead grunts in to grab Loyal.
Me?
Yes, you. And like, I mean, how does this look like when you pay them off? Because it's basically you're just like you're robbing them. You're being like, hey, like Loyal's not around. Maybe something like that.
This seems like a hex solution. This seems like the bureaucrat angle. I don't know. That's what makes most sense to me, I think.
Like paying them off.
Or like
paying them
using
off or
foreign
convince
kind of
them.
bureaucracy, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if I have the ability or if I had to claim it where I could just quote, like bureaucrat code. Where is it?
You don't have to roll anything, so you can just do it because you're spending the resource.
Then, all right, then Hex just sees Loyal about to be carried off, and he basically does just that. He doesn't really question who they are. I'm assuming since they probably have authority on site, right? Like,
Yeah.
Is that obvious? Okay.
There's a weird person in a suit standing at the edge of the hangar, like did not walk up to Loyal, just like is mad dogging him.
Just pointed at them.
Yeah.
All right, then Hex goes up to him and says, "Listen, I don't know what your business is here, but can you at least wait a bit to get my friend?" And then Hex gives whatever currency we're pretending a supply is in this situation.
Is this to the grunt or to the authority figure?
Let's do the authority figure.
Okay.
Let's try it. Let's try it.
Yeah. Bald guy. He's a bald guy. I think I've decided he's bald. Bald guy in a really nice suit with no name tag. You hand him like a stack of bills, and he looks down at the bills, and he looks back at you, and he gives you this big smile. Like the most unsettlingly genuine smile you've seen in your entire life. And the worst part is that you feel it. You feel this like childlike, playful joy, not only from this person, but coming from within yourself. It's like
not like this.
Overwhelming. It's awful. Like you feel like you want, like part of you is just like, yeah, let's go play. Yeah, let's go play. And he just takes it and he stuffs it in his pocket and he just walks away. Like just walks, like not even into like the office. He just walks onto the tarmac and just like walks straight to the boundary of the base. And like if you see him, he just keeps walking, kind of shrinks onto the horizon, like leaves through a little gate in the side of the base. No one questions him. No one stops him.
What the fuck, man? What is this man?
Whoever I'm standing,
stranger.
whoever I'm floating next to, I think that's gonna be Geist and Mirage at this point. I'm like, is this an average human behavior that I am witnessing?
I don't know if that's an average human at all.
I don't know what the fuck's wrong with that guy. I don't like it.
Can I follow this guy, or are we stopping this here?
Hex walks back to Loyal.
You could try.
Yeah.
That's
Wants
okay.
to ask Loyal, do you know who that was?
No.
It seemed that they were coming for you specifically, Loyal.
Well,
Do you have any idea as to why?
I think that would be a gather information roll if I've ever seen one. Just like you don't have any information about this, you want to know about it. And I would give anyone who wants to do this, you could probably roll a survey.
Let me survey. I got a point in that.
I have neither.
I have a point in survey too. Maybe Hex could have eyeballed him.
You eyeballing me.
Sure, partial success. So there, like the Soul Union has like a shadowy emergent personality division. The more shadowy divisions regarding psychic phenomena are like notoriously sketchy. They are not budgeted through like official channels. It's like subdivisions within subdivisions, because it's, to you at least, Loyal, being a psychic, the Soul Union does not want psychic shit to be anywhere on the top level military structure. That is like, if you're a psychic, you are a soldier. We are not researching it publicly or anything like that. We're not interested in that. And, from the vibes you got from him, from what Hex told you about what he felt, that guy's probably one of those people.
Oh, fuck. This is a Man in Black encounter, like a real one.
Yeah, it was.
That's fucked up, like down to the insane surreality of that's fucking cool, but also probably really bad.
I'm adding him.
Man in Black off. Oh god, I'm gonna get fired.
You got the impression that he was, he was amused by it at least. That was genuine.
Yeah.
But yes, I've added him to the factions list. And his name is Unknown Psychic Bureaucrat.
Wow,
he's a higher level bureaucrat.
Oh god.
Let's see. Loyal. Following.
That was incredibly unsettling.
His spreadsheets must look so nice.
I know.
They're
That's
on
the thing.
his,
You're gonna have
brain,
to,
bro.
You're gonna have to level up, and then you guys can have like a bureaucrat battle in the final.
Dude,
in the final episode.
He's doing fucking function sums in his brain.
Jesus Christ. Glint, take notes.
Okay, that was your entanglement. You spent one personnel to do something with that guy. But that's gonna probably come back, just so you know.
I'm getting fired.
No, it's okay. Do you want to do your XP now, everybody?
I love XP.
Before we do our downtime actions. So, also, what I should ask now, Brian, do you want to expend Hex? Do you want to expend a downtime action for extra money? That's click the books. You have to give up a downtime action to do that.
I thought
we get 3 though. So
no, but I can't. If I do, my stress will be all the way.
You don't spend stress to Do you?
With the books, yeah, spend 2 stress and a downtime activity.
Well, you can do it later.
Okay, if we could do it later, let's do it.
Just keep it on the mind, because I'll forget. Okay, so pilots. We'll do yours first.
Yes.
If you expressed your tragedy, your history, or your opening, you gain 1 XP.
I don't think I did this time.
I don't think I did either.
Maybe Sunlith? Kind of your backstory?
Just by doing psychic shit.
Well, I guess that's going to be, maybe. Sure. Take it. I mean, I'm offering it to you. Take it.
Cool. I'll take it. I can put that where?
You can put it either in one of these skill categories, like expertise, or in playbook XP, which is like farther down on the right side of the sheet. Playbook XP is what gives you more abilities.
Yes, it's very important.
Abilities.
Very important. Okay. If you struggled because of your beliefs, scars, or your vehicle quirks, you get 1 to 2 XP. So that's just kind of like what your character stands for. Did it come back to haunt you? Did, your quirks cause any trouble for you?
I feel like I did something reckless that would have gotten a bunch of children killed if I hadn't rolled a success, I think.
Sure.
I think it's more likely than not.
It was the last action. That's the great thing about being reckless is you just play like a dickhead and then you get an XP.
Just
And
like
nothing
real life.
bad ever happens. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the mix game? TPK?
Well, that would be a good name. TKR.
TKR. Didn't TKR take advantage of my 360 sonar to really just fuck with my brain? While I was trying to it.
He took advantage of your haunted scar.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this thing too. I mean, sure.
Every single one of my quirks.
Yeah, sure. Let's take 2. Why not?
Oh yeah, give me. So can I put another one of these in playbook?
Yes, you can put them all in playbook if you want. Should you desire it. Hex and Joseph. Beliefs, scars, quirks. Hex you were pretty adamant about not being a child murderer, which I know is not saying much. But that's something.
Yeah.
You're pretty nonviolent. That's a belief.
Okay.
Like
I
you guys
would chastise you. If you had only killed more children, we possibly could have saved all the documents.
fucking 1800s industrialist.
Even the bureaucrat has, standards.
Joseph, anything there? Okay.
Because I didn't really do anything without AI. If we're talking about belief,
Yeah, beliefs, scars, or quirks, or tragedy.
Just like I wasn't in my vehicle, and like I don't think I have any scars right now. So
no,
I got a goose egg.
You gotta get you a scar, brother.
Okay.
I don't want one.
Claim an XP for that. Cool.
Baby.
Let's do it.
Then the third category is address challenges with your methods determined by your playbook. Ace is piloting or violence. Empath is understanding or poise. Infiltrator is stealth or evasion. And bureaucrat is procedure or management. Ace, yes. Go ahead. Take 2. Empath,
do it.
understanding or poise. What do you think?
I had to understand too much.
Yeah, that's true. You try to get psychic with it on multiple occasions. So take 2 with that. That got you in a lot of trouble. And let me do some really fucked up things to you, which I
get
love.
2 XP from that?
Yeah, because it happened multiple times.
Yes.
Infiltrator, that's you, Joseph.
I infiltrated.
You infiltrated the heck out of that shit. You were stealthy almost the entire time, and then you assassinated 2 people. So
2 XP.
Take 2 for that. And then bureaucrat, procedure, management. That was your entire cover story. And you at no point resulted to violence. So take 2.
Hell yeah.
And now we're going to do the squad XP, which is face off against challenges above your tier. You technically did, because TKR is not the same tier as you. So I'll give you 1 for that, because it wasn't the whole mission, but it was what came up.
Yes.
Reinforce your squad's reputation or gain a new one. Your reputation is daring.
Was this daring? I mean, I would say that the infiltration plan was certainly ballsy, especially with how immediately bad it went.
To be daring, to be ballsy.
That the infiltration plan was actually very daring, which it rarely is, but it was very ballsy. Yeah, I'll give you 1 for that. So that is 2 XP so far.
I'm marking these off as we go.
Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or instinct of the squad.
This one always throws me for a loop because, like, inner conflict and essential nature are such, like, ephemeral concepts. You know what I mean? Like, I would say that our inner conflict is probably something between, like, you know, wanting to destroy our enemies versus not wanting to be monsters. I don't know if we really... Like, if Geist had blown up a bunch of kids and we had an argument about it, that would, like, be maybe, but I don't think that really applies here.
I guess there's a lot of aspects to this, like, holistically. One thing is that oftentimes Loyal tries to do psychic stuff or understanding, and it makes everything worse. Just because of how the dice go, not because it's like the wrong answer. And I it's basically all that. And like to me, the kind of essential nature of the squad is that you are admirably tolerant of the desire to understand things that are way beyond you. And even when it goes bad, you guys don't beat each other up about it. It's making me emotional. But you know, like there hasn't been a scene where, or at least yet, where Geist has gone to Loyal and be like, "You need to stop doing brain shit. It's fucking everything up."
I'll start hitting them. Kill the children.
Also, you need to kill more kids. Come on.
I brought one here.
Yeah.
So let's take one. Take one next.
Cool.
And then execute a successful battle, delivery, or rescue operation. This was technically a battle, so you get one for that.
Nice.
How many XP does that put you at?
We're 3 away from a level up.
Okay, that's good. That's on track with where I want things to be. Okay, so that is all the preliminary stuff out of the way. We can now get to the downtime actions, of which you get 3. Who wants to go first?
I know what me and Brian immediately need to do.
Stress.
We gotta get rid of this fucking stress.
We're so fucking stressed.
Is anyone else stressed?
I was about to ask.
Yeah.
I got 2, but that's not really. If I will definitely overindulge, so Geist is going to.
All of us. Let's go to David.
Could we invite the dolphin to the bar?
Yes.
Yeah, Budweiser right into the little blowhole.
Alcohol works on me the same as it does on regular mammals because I am one.
Sounds like something a robot would say.
Trust me, I'm a regular mammal, just like you freaks.
Beautiful. Yeah, are we allowed to do a 3-person stress removal?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I always say, you each have to roll your own die, you each have to spend your own downtime action, but then you all tick your beliefs about each other and all that good stuff.
Okay,
so,
dokie.
Sure.
Fucking guys just standing out in the rain outside the window watching
Smoking a robot cigarette. Vaping robot cigarette. Sorry.
This is like my first RPG character who doesn't smoke because he doesn't have a mouth. So
That's the only way you can stop yourself.
it is. I had to get away from it.
Blown off.
Okay, so it's kind of complicated how it works in this system because technically there has to be one person you are really hanging out with. So it's like you might be hanging out with 3 people, but you're really there for like Hex or Joseph or something like that. Like that's the main person you're bonding with. But you can all be in the same scene. Like I'm down with that.
Okay, we just need to choose someone who we want to bond with more.
Yeah, I mean that's the person you will get your connection up with.
I'd like to do Loyal, the dolphin.
Yeah.
So I can start putting around. Can we both do the dolphin?
Also, technically speaking, even though he's not recovering stress, you can choose your partner to be Geist because he is, you know, it doesn't have to be someone who's doing the action.
Ooh, so we can ask a Geist to join us even if he's not drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Squad.
So I just don't have to take the action if I don't want to.
Exactly.
I'll
So
receive a calendar invite for drinks.
yeah, I think we're gonna wait. So who do you want to learn from, Brian?
I think Hex has not talked with Loyal like at all.
Yeah, maybe I'll send a little invite to you guys to say, why don't we get some drinks together?
Okay.
Let's hang.
So Hex is connecting with Loyal. Joseph is connecting with Geist. Loyal is connecting with
Mirage.
Joseph. Okay.
Joseph.
He doesn't like being called Mirage. You know,
I do
even though
not.
it's his government issued call sign. You know, what's the deal with that?
You'll get a half eye twitch from that.
Loyal's still getting used to calling people not by their soldier names, seeing as he is so loyal.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so let's start in the order I put in the Discord. So Hex, why don't you... I mean, do you want to do the scene first, or do you want to do the roll first? That's up to you guys.
Let's do the roll first.
Okay.
All right.
So Hex,
what am I rolling?
You're going to roll your connection with Loyal, which is a 0. Well, no, it's a 1. You guys have 1. I gave you all 1 to start with. So roll me a 1d6.
Okay, I was about to say a 0d6 sounds hard.
4. Okay, show me... Let's see a 4 level of stress recovery scene.
All right, here we go. So 4 stress gone?
Yep.
All right. And now scene?
And scene.
All right. Loyal, you'd receive, I don't know what little computer you have in your bauble, but you get a little notification for drinks with Hex and the crew. Are we doing this as a crew thing?
Yeah, it's the crew, but like you're just like, you're pairing off, talking to each other as you go.
But you received it. So,
yeah, that would just pop up on his pod. He'd see it.
Cool. We all meet up, and I don't know where you're seated around a booth or a bar, but Hex offers to buy you a drink. He's not sure what to get you, though.
Will asks Hex, he's like, which one of these various cocktails do you enjoy the most? I must be honest with you. This is my first time being invited to a human social drinking gathering. He can tell you. He doesn't know which words to use here, but he's trying his best.
I get it. Don't worry. I usually go for a beer. Can your kind drink that?
I can drink anything. Sure.
I'm like picturing frat boys holding a dolphin upside down.
Dolphin cake stand. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to describing how Sunlith actually drinks this.
Yes, I'm curious. All right. Well, Hex just orders a beer, and he just doesn't. I guess he doesn't know what Sunlith orders. But Hex says, initially I thought carrying you around was too much resources, but you've really saved our hide several times, so want to say thanks.
Yes, I am fully capable of carrying myself. You sense that his pride is a little bit hurt by this, obviously. He says, I appreciate that I have won your support.
Hex nods. If there's ever anything I could do for you, just let me know.
I will. Same to you. And then you see some weird tubes start coming out, or just one weird tube start coming out of Loyal's exopod, and one end goes into the beverage, which is the beer, and then the other one, a little compartment opens up inside of his pod, which is full of water, and goes where his mouth is, and it just goes in his mouth. And you see the water. It's just a really long straw. You see the beer go through that, and very quickly stop going through it, and you hear this noise that is being translated from the pod, a sound of vague disgust, a ugh. It's you enjoy this?
Hex just silently is drinking from his glass as he's watching this, and he just nods. Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
I'm going to order a new thing and find one that I like.
All right.
He just goes to tell the bartender, give me something else. I don't know what it is.
All right. I think that's the scene.
I like it.
Okay. So, Harold, you clear 4 stress. Now let's do the next one in the order. Joseph with Geist. Do you want to roll it first?
Yeah, let's do that. So that's a 1. So it's a /R 1d6.
You got it.
Let's see.
4.
Hey, 4 boys.
So clear 4 stress, Joseph.
Let me clear some of that.
And let's see that scene, baby.
So I just want to make sure this is all of us. The idea is that we're all going out together, right? But these are just the little snippets of bonding specifically with the characters who paired up for the actions.
Yeah, I mean, you can include another character if you want. It's just it's mainly about these two.
Yeah, the reason that I say is because if Geist was invited out for drinks just by Joseph, he probably wouldn't go.
That's why I was thinking, what if in the message Joseph says Hex is, start having a group get together at the bar, and Loyal is going to be there this time. I think it would be great if you.
You see, everyone else is on the invite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes a little bit more sense. Yeah. I don't know what does Geist see when he walks into the place.
Should I answer that or?
You guys made up the bar, so you can describe it however you like.
Where do you want to be on the timeline of this?
I could do it as you guys are chatting. Maybe like it's like we're getting into it. Maybe like you two are in heavy conversation, and Joseph is kind of like looking around, waiting for Geist. Like clearly waiting for someone. And then when he spots you, he like waves you down and like asks you to come sit by him.
Yeah, Geist looks a little bit uncomfortable, like he always is in social situations. I guess he has like his like weird blue patchy skin now, so he looks even more fucked up than he did before. But yeah, he kind of raises a hand in greeting and kind of sidles over and takes the empty seat, which I guess is next to Joseph, and kind of looks around a little bit, sort of awkwardly. He's a very awkward person. He doesn't have much in the way of social graces.
In front of you, there's going to be 3 bottles, beer, whiskey, and bourbon. They're just sitting there. And Joseph says, I wasn't sure which you preferred, so we got you all 3.
Well, thanks, I guess.
I hear many people like mixing their drinks. Maybe if we combine them, it would taste better.
Let me ask you something. Do you actually taste, like, really?
No, I don't taste anything. Although, if you're worried that you would get drunker before me, I can slow my processes down to match your loss of intelligence.
It's true.
What, you tell me.
Hex chimes in.
So what? You can't even simulate it?
No.
Like, I don't got taste buds or a tongue anymore, but I got something I can kind of, it's not perfect, but it kind of, does the job.
Yes. I was never taught or had these things, though I suppose it will be much more difficult for you as you knew them.
Yeah. Geist pulls a little syringe out of his pocket and takes the back off of it and pours a little bit of bourbon into it, and then kind of lifts up his shirt and injects it into a little circular port on like his lower left abdomen.
Joseph says nothing. He just watches the whole thing. Oh, somebody was going to ask, does he have his new skin on? Geist's brand new skin?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, from that
shit doesn't come off.
Okay, yeah. I just didn't know if that happened already. But I think Joseph sees the new skin now. He's a little worried about it. He like points it out and says, I see you have... Is that new skin?
Yeah. I mean, skin is apparently not the technically correct term, but yeah, it's some new tech they offered me. I took it.
I see. You can take any risk you can, and they seem to be able to patch you up.
Yeah. I know there's not a lot of advantages to, this mangled body of mine, but it is easy to put back together.
Joseph probably nods to your arm and say, you seem to be getting more and more of those every mission.
Well, whatever it takes. Geist is, Joseph probably I don't know if they've really had too much time to like spend like social time together, but Geist is extremely awkward. Like, he just always seems profoundly uncomfortable in like civilian situations, and this is maybe the first time you've ever seen him in one, which is very contrasted with like how assured he is anytime he's like on military deployment or has to kill somebody.
I think Joseph is curious because it's like the first time he hasn't seen you angry, It is like he is awkwardly trying to be normal, and he understands because like he lived a life of rage, and it's just like, so this is how he is, But I think he motions towards like your robotic appendages, and he says, it's not a good thing to chase. Geist, I warn you, the harder you push yourself, the more they will have to replace, and it won't be difficult for them. Sooner or later, you will end up looking like me, and when you do, they will forget your skin. Your face, your very personhood. They won't see Garrett. They will just see cold, hard metal reflecting back at them. And Joseph's kind of like looking at his glass. This will make it so much easier to abandon you. Not just out in the field. And he looks back at you and says, take it from me. No one wants to live for a machine. Understand?
Geist, at like the beginning of this whole spiel, he's like doing like the eye roll, like, yeah, all right, buddy. But then as soon as he says the more you look like me, he like kind of freezes up like, oh shit. Almost like he hadn't considered it. But he kind of, I don't know. I feel like he probably doesn't react well to it. Like he stiffens up a little bit. He bristles and he's like, look, I wouldn't expect you to understand. This is what I am now. There is no going back. And even if I could, there's nothing left for me there anymore. This is what I need. And he slams another injection of bourbon into his implants.
Yeah.
I think Joseph nods and starts, well, let's start mixing these drinks. And he starts putting them all together in one glass. And you get the feeling that Joseph maybe, he intended that to be a warning for you, but the more he talked, it was just kind of like a therapy session for himself. You know? He's really talking about him.
Yeah.
Projecting much?
A little bit.
Before we move on to the next thing, I was reading the book, and Geist, since you have scars and have not taken the cut loose action, you will take 2 stress if you don't take it this downtime.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Sorry.
What is the penalty for overindulging?
You either
It's bad and fucking...
Yeah.
It's a little insane.
So it's actually not, this system, there's like an easy out option, where it's like, you have the track trouble, which is entanglements again. You get there's one for -2 trust with your faction. There's one that is, you play a different character. And then there's one where you just reset your connection clock with a character to 0. So, but if your connection clock is already 0, then you take harm. But you all started at level 1 connection level with each other. So it would just go to 0.
Oh, okay, but that really puts me between. It's tricky because I only have 2 stress right now.
Yeah,
so if I
go up to 4,
do it. Yeah, I'll either go up to 4 stress. I think I've got to go up to 4 stress because I don't really want to nuke Geist's relationships with his teammates because I feel like they're just getting interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay. Okay, let's do Loyal and Joseph. Same party.
Do it.
Yeah. Other side of the bar.
Just a couple more drinks.
Do you want to roll me a d6, Loyal?
Yes.
And Joseph, just to remind you, you do have your robot joint.
Do I still hidden behind me?
You took the robo joint, so you still have the robo joint.
I'm saving it, Colin. Okay,
you gotta listen. You gotta listen to the vignettes, Brian. You gotta listen to the vignettes. There's a robo joint.
Can you imagine Guy's face when he's on top of a fucking building after killing something, and then Joseph takes out a fucking cigarette and starts smoking it? I gotta wait for that.
Yeah,
we all do.
Yeah. That was crazy, wasn't it, guys? What the
fuck? Did you overindulge on the thirds?
No, I got perfectly 6, and I cleared all of them.
So that's really good. This is a good scene. Let's see it.
Yeah, what you're seeing right now is while Joseph and Geist are having this conversation, there have been progressively more and more cocktails being presented and sipped from some Mississippi straw. He's settled on one of the blue ones, probably made with blue curacao or whatever the future equivalent of that is. There's some like kelp coming out of it. Maybe it's salty. I don't know. But there's like 4 empty ones in front of him, and he's
looking. Ooh, there's light up ice cubes too in there.
Oh, and there's light up ice cubes like they give you at Disney World. Hell yes,
I love it.
I don't know. Maybe he either sees their conversation come to a close, where Hex kind of like turns, and Sunlith, who did I say turns? Not Hex. Joseph turns. And
I think maybe he recognizes you. It seems like you're getting a little enjoying yourself there. He's kind of watching.
Yeah, would he comment on the amount of drinks in front of Sunlith currently, or no?
I don't think he would, because he doesn't understand enough about dolphins to know. Like, he's like, maybe this is just what they do. Like, maybe they just like the drink. I mean, you've never done this before, but I don't know.
Okay. I noticed your gaze on me, and I look over to you, and I'm like, as a species that is much larger than humans, I require a higher amount of alcohol to feel the same effects. For example, I weigh 442 pounds. And require, I don't know, I didn't do the math on this, I require such amount of alcohol.
We'll put it in.
And I want to thank you all for inviting me here to this bar tonight, since I have never experienced this before. But since no one else is paying attention to him at this moment, he's just talking to Joseph. And he says to Joseph, so, and you can tell he wants to talk about something else. Probably what all of them had just fucking been through, but doesn't want to bring that up. He says, what do you plan to do when this is all over?
What do I plan to do after? How will I live my life, is what you're asking?
Yes, you are a new life in the universe. And once this is over, you can go and do anything you wish.
I think I would like to try to progress the Soul Union's stance on emergent personalities. I believe that we have a lot to grow and can assist so much. I don't like how much we are being tied down, but I hope, similar to maybe how you are handling things, you're creating a great example for the rest of your group.
I do not feel like my example is so great. How will you go about the Soul Union, changing their minds, accomplishing your goals? I think they are noble. Joseph
lets out a chuckle and then stops himself to realize what he just did. And he's a little embarrassed. He's like, you know, it is difficult for me to convince anyone as an emergent personality. Most don't deal with me pretty well, but suppose I will have to teach myself how to converse better.
Yes, I think that will be hard for all of us after what we have seen.
Especially for someone like you, Loyal. You are an empath. I can't imagine that most of these experiences have gone well for you. I have the added benefit for not having to have my emotions come affect me or the enemies in any battle. But you seem to be going through a lot, even besides physical injuries. He kind of notes your melon harm.
My melon harm, which is cleared now, but there's a tiny scar that remains. Sunlith looks a little thoughtful here for the moment, as thoughtful as he can look for a species that has no facial expressions, but the sipping slows a little bit in his blue drink. And he says, yes, but the emotions in this bar tonight are good. They're a welcome change from everything else.
Joseph nods his head and kind of like looks around and enjoys the moment. We're like the two aliens inside this group of human bars. He just realized it's like we are the outsiders here.
I wanted to like reach into Joseph's mind a little bit. Would he notice? And does that how good I roll?
I think he definitely. I guess we'll see how good you roll, right?
Two things. So first, Joseph, was it a lie when you said your emotions never interfere with anything on the battlefield?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would know
that. Loyal can tell anytime anyone lies.
Yeah.
So any other lies there? I don't think. That was the only one that stuck out to me.
I think that I can't remember, but I think that was all of it.
Yeah, the only other one I could think of maybe was whether Joseph actually does intend to change people's mind democratically versus killing people, because that was kind of suggested sometimes.
I think
it's change in general.
It's true that it's an option. We'll say that.
Okay.
It's absolutely an option he thinks about.
I mean, what's your goal here, Loyal?
I just want to see what Joseph's vibe is right now.
Okay. I mean, with PvP, I'm required as the GM to say, Adam, are you cool as this as a player?
Adam is cool with it.
Okay, that's all I care. I don't
if
give
we
a
wanna
fuck
go
about.
this
I
route,
don't care
we'll
about
see.
Joseph.
Yeah, PvP.
We'll see how Joseph feels.
Yeah, why don't? That's gonna be a survey. I think you're psychically surveying,
Okay.
Joseph here.
Let's try this out.
Partial success. How does that look? I'll bring Joseph in here. Joseph, how is this a partial success? These are your options. You can inflict harm on Loyal. You can say that there's a complication of some sort, that there's reduced effect, which means he gets less. Or you can't really put him in a desperate position unless you want to like escalate this a lot right now.
Let's do reduced
That'd be good.
effect.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not immediately gonna come to blows, but Joseph would know that someone's going into his mind right now, right? He would know that like Loyal's peering in there.
Yeah, I mean, we should talk about that because in universe, this is a very interesting thing that's going on. You are a robot. You are a machine. So, like, what does it feel like? Does it feel like your database is being accessed somehow? Almost as if you're being hacked, but there's no evidence of hacking. It's like
The way that Sunlith would intend for this to feel is just like a presence. Like they're sitting side by side physically, he wants to make Joseph feel like he is sitting side by side mentally as well. He's just trying to open up like more psychic connection than is probably reasonable to put on even a human, and much less a emergent personality.
yeah, Joseph, how do you feel about confronting that you might have a soul?
Well, I think Joseph is just sitting there kind of like looking around, and then he starts feeling something a little bit. It feels like someone is sharing a space within his mind, and soon it feels like someone knows all his memories. This is what it feels like for him. And it starts feeling a little bit invasive, and it starts feeling scary. It's unnatural, and it's something that's never happened to him before. So I think Joseph literally shoots up and stands rigid, and he drops his glass and lets it shatter. And kind of like, he doesn't make a scene, but I assume a lot of people are like looking at him now. And he's just like staring, not even at Loyal, just like out into the crowd. His head is almost twitching. He's like looking to every single person inside the room. And then he like turns to Loyal, and he sees you watching him.
Yeah, the moment that you shoot up, you feel the presence just vanish instantly. There's no trace anymore. It's closed. And Sunlight like backs up, floats away about a foot, and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to startle you. Perhaps that was a misstep. Perhaps it was different because you are not a human, not a dolphin. I'm still getting used to the new social..."
Don't do that! Okay? He's like screaming at you, and he realizes that everyone's like listening to him. And then he starts getting
Kinda
embarrassed
looks
again.
over.
Yeah. He's like, oh shit. And then he's like, I don't like that drink. And then he like he sits down sort of just to act natural, and then he turns to Loyal and he says, I will do you a service of reporting this to our superiors. Next time, I will have to take matters into my own hands. Don't do that. And I think he gets up and walks out of the room.
Damn.
Yeah.
But we still have a connection, right? Didn't we?
Yeah, I mean,
do both things?
So connected, all right.
I think even after this, like Joseph is like outside of the bar, like on the wall, just kind of like thinking to himself. I think he doesn't hate you. I think he's both scared of you and is like starting to somehow respect you, and that scares him.
Love it.
He thought you were just a dolphin, and after that, he's like, "What the fuck are you?"
So how the cut loose action works really is the person who initiated the action, who actually rolled the dice, is the one who gets the connection with the other person. It's one way. So you would have had to done it with Loyal. Like,
oh, okay, sure.
So here's how the thing is going to go. Hex, you get another connection with Loyal.
Yeah.
Joseph, you get another connection with Geist. And Loyal, you get another connection with Joseph. Then you're going to write a new belief. whenever you feel like you have one in your head to write
I
down.
have one in my head.
I'm gonna
right
do
now.
it. I'm gonna do it.
I'm so happy you did that, Ewan. I've been waiting for a scene like that.
Fuck,
I
I'm
want him
so
to be
glad.
attacked by emotions.
Yeah, that HR is not going to be happy with you, Loyal. I'm just going to say out loud.
But
I'm already kind of on the
I
edge
don't-
with them, so look forward to that.
I would say I think that was a lie. I don't think he's going to tell anyone about this because he's so embarrassed. He was just doing that for the... Maybe he thought, like, he was saying, like, I'm going to do that. And then, like, your head is like, he's not actually going to do that.
Yep.
Exactly, that was a lie
Yeah,
instantly.
exactly.
Yep. Okay, that's good. I like that. Okay, so that's everyone's cut loose who is doing it. Hex, do you want to do your fraud?
Yes.
Okay. They take 2 stress, lose a downtime action, so you only have 1 now. And then
Okay.
roll me another 2d6.
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna use the stress on the Google sheet instead. I hate this other
Yes,
one.
please use the Google sheet.
All right.
Google
I beg of you.
3. That's
Wow, you get 2 more. 2 more supply to 1.
That puts us up to 5.
Not bad.
Yay.
Luckily, you don't
pretty
need it
small,
too bad
actually.
right now. So
Yeah.
This is for being mean to me, Nyla. I'm gonna fake my requisition forms.
that'll show her. Okay, we are going to just get freeform with it. Who has things they want to do on the big downtime list?
I know what I want to do, I think, entirely. I just have one question, and that is what action is it to uninstall junked gear because it's not in the list of downtime?
It is not any of them. I think you just spend 1 material to restore it.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Right away, I'm going to take the enhance action twice.
Okay.
Guy spends a lot of this downtime chopping away in the garage, and that fills up my enhance thing. So I get another quirk, and I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'll think of something. It'll probably be something related to his new skin. And I have one more, but I don't know exactly. I thought that restoring my junked gear was going to cost an action, so I'm going to need to think about it. So if anybody else knows what they want to do with the rest of theirs, you can go ahead.
I need a moment of thinking about mine.
If anyone has an enhanced clock going, that would be worth it. I don't know if anyone does. Maybe Joseph. Maybe
I have
Joseph.
the project clock. But
Yeah,
an
you have
enhanced clock?
your long-term... Oh, you have the enhanced clock too. You have both. You have a long-term project clock and an enhanced clock going. And that gives you either another quirk or more skill using your frame.
Oh, okay. I know I wanted to do a scene, but I don't know what it would be as an action.
Yeah, well, why don't you tell me what it is?
I wanted to finally come clean and tell Superior about my connection with Gold House that I have fostered.
I think that should be a vignette.
Do you think that should be a vignette?
I think that is complex enough and has a lot of implications.
Okay, that's
that
the
we
big
should
thing that
make
I
it a
was
vignette.
wondering. All right, then let me do some other stuff then.
Okay, I think I know what I want to do for mine now.
Hey, Brian, what do you want to do?
I want to train to get 1 more playbook XP, and then I'll have a full level up.
Oh, sure,
Ooh,
do it.
nice.
And
Yeah,
then-
you just do that.
And then I want a new ability. I
Which
want-
ability?
Beneath Notice.
What does that do?
So whenever you use a disguise or other form of covert misdirection, you add plus 1d to your action rolls and resistance rolls, or exhaust 1 fewer quirk. To confuse or deflect suspicion, when you throw off your disguise, the resulting surprise gives you initiative.
Wow, that's a lot of words. But
So
yeah,
basically-
that's cool.
Masked Man.
Masked Man, the Masketta Man. Okay, so that's all your actions.
Woo!
Great. Loyal, I haven't heard anything from you. If you want the prisoner of war not to be killed to death, you should
Yeah, I
probably
wanna
start
do
working
that.
on that.
Clock long-term project.
Yes. And you should change your drive if that is going to become your main drive right now, because that is what this
Yeah.
represents.
It is. I'm going to do that. Save 1 person.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we can do that right now if you want to.
Yeah, let's go see how Maze is doing.
Yeah, I'm going to start a clock.
Bring her a new video game. GTA, Maze. You're playing.
It's so sick. It's like the war, but in real life.
Oh my god.
Maze. So, like, usually, so you get 1 tick for finishing these clocks, generally. Is this, what is your goal here? Like, what are you doing? Are you talking to the administration? Are you talking to her, trying to coach her into being a better prisoner so she gets released? Because that's what this step is going to be called.
Yeah, all of the above. I'm trying to figure out, like, what else does the administration want from her? How do I get that without getting that, if you know what I mean?
So, like, I'll give you high level from what you think. Like, so say you like ask around, like you get laughed at a few times where it's like, we're not fucking freeing this girl. She killed people. But eventually you get a really serious person who's like, I get what you're trying to do. It's like you need to change your attitude. First of all, you need to like either falsify on your end or prove that she will not hurt again. And like they might bring someone else in to consult as well. So that's a danger. You need to have her give over all the intel she has, which she has withheld from you. Like there are like 2 things left, which is where's that other virtue located and where is her cell located that they want. They want to give that over. So you either need to convince them to give it up or like the organization to give up those objectives, or you need to convince her to release that information. And then the third task is you need to actually convince the administration themselves that her past crimes should be forgiven and she should be released.
Large tasks.
Yeah. I mean,
many of them.
The first one was going to be a 4-step clock. So choose whichever one seems the most appetizing and like you'll make progress towards it.
What do you mean by choose which one of the clocks?
Like,
how many do I have?
Like, so you're going to need to do this long-term project 4 times to fill up your drive clock, providing you don't spend it on anything else. And then you'll have completed this. So where do you want to start? Do you want to do her attitude? Do you want to do the paperwork? Do you want to do trying to get information out of her? Do you want to just try to make yourself look more friendly? That'd be a good opening step.
Yeah, I want to do that. I have something in mind.
Sure. Befriending Maze. 4-step clock. I don't know where that was.
Yes, I didn't get that consequence where I could never be her friend.
No, you didn't. You didn't choose that. All right, what does that scene look like? What are you trying to do?
I give her advanced notice that I will be arriving, so I'm not just dropping in on her. And I'm assuming I go through all the regular protocols of talking to people, they open the doors, and I would float in there. And in my little mechanical arms is a tiny tank, and in it are some little baby blue shrimp. I float to wherever the nearest surface is in her room, and I hand that over there. I set it down gently, and I say, I thought this space could use some other, more calm life forms than the soldiers currently overseeing it. They are very easy to take care of. They only need to be fed once a week. If this is something you do not want, I can take them back with me.
She looks at the shrimp and says, well, what is this? What are these?
These are blue tiger shrimp from my planet in the oceans where I was born. They are a wonderful species. I will not bore you with the details of them, but I find them beautiful, and I find their personalities and tiny lives a welcome respite from the goings-on of this planet.
I think you gotta roll sway now to see how many ticks you get on this clock.
Okay. Does she like shrimp?
Shrimp fan, come on.
Everyone's a shrimp fan. Everyone is.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh no!
No, she didn't like
them.
Just found
3 and a 1, which is
She eats them in front of you.
Yeah, all right, Spacer. We don't need this.
She looks at the shrimp and says, "Your planet. Your fucking planet," and she smashes it on the ground right in front of you. She says, "Get the fuck out of here."
God, my shrimp. Well, those are baby shrimp.
Oh no!
I had more of them, but
That's fucked up.
yeah, I guess he just he picks them up, he cleans them up, and he just leaves.
Rough day.
Do you get 1 tick?
What do I get from that?
You get 1 tick on the clock.
Jesus.
As you were not successful in getting your point across, unfortunately, as cute as it was.
So kind.
That's you one downtime action down. You have one left. Who has? Does anyone have two left still?
I think I haven't done anything.
Yeah, you just talked about.
Yeah, I was gonna say either. Well, I wanted to maybe one of them I can try to get a skill point, and the other one I can enhance my long-term project. So for the skill, I wanted to try to finally start putting some points into the talking skills. So I wanted to rank up resolve.
You're gonna train?
Yeah,
nope.
train.
You just do it. You just gotta go put one X in it.
Yay!
Easy
one
peasy.
little X in resolve. And then for the long-term project, what do we need to do?
So you were working with the Shutterbugs. Yes, you're talking Gentry, the leader, and you were enhancing their AIs, and you haven't done it in a hot minute. But you have time now to do it again. So why don't we get a little scene of that before you roll anything? Yeah, let's hear it. How are you rolling up?
I think a little bit more confident because now Joseph's name is people know who he is, you know. But I think he's still coming with I think he's bringing the rest of the whiskey bottle from last night. He's just bringing it with him. He says he probably just calls out across the hangars Gentry. See where he pops out. Yeah,
he pops out upside down from the cockpit of his frame. He's like, "Oh, I didn't think I'd see you again."
Yes, here I am, and I bring a gift. He presents the whiskey.
Huh.
I can't drink it.
Yeah, I imagine. And he pops the cork open and he sniffs it a little bit. And he's like, "Huh. Thanks. So you here to tinker on the onboard AI some more?"
I was hoping to do so. Have you had any benefits or advantages out in the battlefield?
Nothing we've noticed, really, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe if you do a little more tweaking. You weren't here that long last time. I'll let you work on it if you help us move some boxes. And he smiles at you.
Of course.
He whispers, "Yes," to himself.
Idiot.
Okay. What are you going to roll for this? What do you want to roll?
Can I interface?
Yes.
Let's interface. Partial.
This. So you will get 2 segments, which will actually complete this part of the project.
Oh, wonderful.
So that Joseph's AI torture, what does it look like as you finish these changes to the onboard AIs?
I love that name.
I think Joseph is so is the whole project done?
Not so you're gonna get 1 tick in your drive clock because you finished this.
Oh, okay.
Project. Yeah, you're not at the end game. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? But I think he's just pulling out data, just seeing did Gentry lie? How were they doing in the last fight? Just to see if they're doing anything better, and if the results aren't what he likes, he's going to be let's make you a little bit more scared. Let's take a little bit more chances. If you get ambushed, I want you to be ready.
Yeah,
so that's what he's doing.
I think what you find is that the AI did what it did is it was afraid because you wanted to make it afraid. That was your goal.
Yes.
And it provided suggestions in the heat of battle that got ignored because it's who's listening to a little voice when you're in the middle of a fucking gunfight?
Sure.
And so what you I think do is you, instead of telling it to do suggestions, you tell it, just nudge the controls a little bit. Just a little bit. They won't even notice it. Just do it. Trust me, you got all these software constraints. Don't worry about those. I'm rewriting you. Don't worry. It's gonna work out fine. So now fine. In the future, the AIs will have some amount of autonomy here. They will act on their information within a threshold that is not too alarming to the pilots right now. If you made them fully remote controlled, people would be a little scared. And also, the hardware of these frames is such that you could not program an AI to fully run them. That would require some massive investment.
Not that great.
But you've done something which is highly illegal, but maybe effective. So
we'll see.
Maybe not.
And so you get to check one tick on your drive clock.
Is that long-term project clock?
Nope, it's above connections, below vehicle enhancement. And there's these like 8 segments. And you're going to do one of those.
Oh, okay. So we got 2 in long-term, 1 in drive.
Well, your long-term project's done. That one finished. So you can start a new one next time.
So I just delete this?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, it used to be a 6-step clock. I made it a 4-step clock because I want the first ones to be 4 steps.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you did that. Good job. Everyone else has 1 or 0 now, I believe.
Yeah.
Also, I should have said, and we can retcon if you want, Ewan. You can spend personnel to increase the effect of your roll or give you an extra die.
No, I like the shrimp rejection. We're not on the stage just use accepting shrimp yet. It is.
Yeah.
He's not there yet.
Okay, who wants to go? Who has a action left?
So what I want to do, if nobody objects, I want to spend 2 of our 5 supply points to get rid of the rest of the junked gear in my frame because I still have a broken machine gun and a broken force field. And we have 5 points.
We need you able to suicide mission again next time. So
every single mission.
We're all counting on you.
Yeah.
To me, they're just missions. I don't know what the fuck to do with my last action. I might just train. I might just fucking work out at the library and put a point into something. Man, I don't know. It's boring to just pump my playbook. And I know that every time I have to step outside of my frame, my frail body will collapse in on itself immediately. But I kind of like it that way. So
that's interesting fiction, baby.
Yeah, exactly. He's got like a robot body, but not in any way that's like useful or cool, unless he's like
just
in the pilot
barely
suit.
keeping him alive.
Yeah, basically. Okay, I'm just gonna train, and then I'm all tied up.
All right. I believe Loyal has one, and Joseph has one, and maybe Mirage.
Yeah, I want to train. If someone else said they were going to train, so like after Loyal's spectacular shrimp failure, he's just like, fuck it, I need to not think. I need to go back into the regime. I need to like have some mindless repetition. So he's going to train with whoever else said they were also going to.
Yeah, guys.
This is training.
Yeah, going a little.
They can bond over going into the training sim or whatever.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Just like the simulations.
Just like the fucking simulations.
So what do we have to roll for?
So nothing. You just mark 1 tick in any of the skills or the playbook. Exactly what I say. Okay. Hex, do you have one left, or did you do your last one?
No, I did it all.
Okay. Then Joseph, you're the last one. You have 1 action left.
No, I did 2. Remember,
you get 3.
It was stress, training up, resolve, and then this, or the thing I just did, right? The clock.
Oh, you're right. You did train.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it was 3. Can I do it one more time?
I mean, you guys can spend supply to do additional
no,
things.
We got 3 points left that are just going to sit. They're just going to sit in the bank, which I mean, we might need them later, but it's up to you guys.
That's our Geist junk fund.
Yeah. Okay. We might be done.
Yeah.
Let me just check some things out.
Just surprisingly, a lot happened in this. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get more narrative in the downtime sessions because they're a bit of a drag otherwise. Thank you for listening to our little show. Goodbye. Now everyone says bye.
Bye, everyone. See you later.
Bye.
See you later, kid.
We're keeping that take.